What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer. Taking a look at this P.U.N.K Centurion list, and it's a really fun deck. It can be frustrating at times when you don't see certain cards as you really need to, but overall I'm pretty happy. So let's take a look at how things are doing here. So a couple of copies of Cashier Fenrir. Maybe you want to, swap these out for Triple Tactics Talents, and I think that's a very valid thing to do. But I do like having that level 7 body to freely special summon, maybe bait my opponent's Ash Blossom, but being a level 7, it does work really well with these level 3 tuners. But there are times, and you'll see it in one of these combos, where you draw them afterwards, and you kind of wish they were hand traps, to be honest with you. So it is what it is, but, Cashier Fenrir is a pretty good card. 3 copies of Ogre Dance. So everything is just to get you closer to Zeaman, whether or not you draw it yourself. So there's like literally so many different ways, because Zeaman by itself is full combo. So Ogre Dance gets you there, Foxy Tune gets you there, Emergency Teleport gets you there, and then obviously Zeaman does as well. So there's a ton of ways, and basically you will always see it, given the amount of cards that you see that do the same thing. But they don't all do the same thing, and sometimes you can search other stuff, and it's really all about deck thinning too, because you're drawing at least 3 cards over the course of this combo. Yeah, I already talked about 3 Foxy Tune, couple of Deer Notes, so this card can be good in your hand, depends on what you see, but it is worth playing for sure at least 2. 1 copy of Roller Baller. So the inboards can be kind of underwhelming if you don't see your Centurion engine, and that's just kind of how it is. Now, you don't always need to use your normal summon. So there have been times when I've had this card in my hand or this card. They all kind of do the same thing, right? So this where you can do it, but yeah, I mean, it is only 5 copies. You do thin through pretty much half of your deck, or at least like close, like between a quarter and closer to half over the course of your P.U.N.K engine. Everything searches itself, and you're drawing cards over the course of it, so you do have a pretty decently high chance of finding something that can keep extending you. And one of those cards is Instant Fusion, which I'll talk about. But yeah, I mean, that's like kind of the flaw of the deck. Now, if the Invoker card that is unbanned in both the OCG and Master Duel came off the list for TCG, then this combo would be insane, and you would pretty much have infinite consistency. But unfortunately, I don't know why, but this card has not been unbanned in the TCG, which kind of stinks. Definitely lowers the ceiling of the deck, but that's a story for another time. But yeah, Roller Baller. Okay, so Captain Carry. So this card, you could also run the trap if you really wanted to, but in my opinion, it's not worth it. It is literally just a chariot carry, target, basically. So basically, at the end phase, it has to shuffle itself back, which kind of stinks, but, over the course of that little combo, you're going to send this to the graveyard. And then obviously search this out. It's like a very small engine. So the whole idea is that Roller Baller basically brings out a monster, lets you attach 2 monsters on your opponent's field during their turn, which is really good. It's just kind of like a basic form of interruption. This is the Shirakusai, so this is the Fusion Summon one. This is Wagon, which is the one that searches the field spell. Madam Spider is the one that searches the trap, so they all plus, obviously. Basic, when they are summoned. Zeaman is the card that really is what the whole deck is centered around. This is Centurion Primera. This is the card that searches either the counter trap or the field spell. Emeth just kind of helps you extend your combos and gives you like really good follow-up. This is Trudia. Trudia can be combo by itself because it brings out Primera. And then here you're going second cards, 3 copies of Ash, 3 copies of Droll, and 2 copies of Effect Veiler. So you could legitimately, and it's okay, and you can run Runic cards like I talked about, to give yourself a level 4, or Interruption going second, right? But honestly, I just hate Runic cards with a burning passion. I just don't think they're fun, and I don't like to play them. 1 copy of Instant Fusion. So this helps you bring out Muddy Mud Dragon to protect you from impermanent Effect Veiler from your most important effects, one of them being Zeaman. So that's kind of nice. That's definitely a good thing. This is Emergency Teleport. So this is really a good card. Just brings out Zeaman from the deck, or it can bring out your Shirakusai if you already have a copy. Lots of cool things you could do with it. This is Gold Pride Better Luck Next Time. So this is going to search your Roller Baller. This is the field spell, P.U.N.K Jam Extreme Session. 3 copies of the field spell, Centurion. And then this is the Dangerous Gabu and the True Awakening. One thing I didn't talk about with Instant Fusion is, yes, it does give you targeting protection, which I guess is pretty good. But more importantly, it is a level 4, and it helps you go into Ancient Fairy Dragon. The first combo I show will showcase how this kind of works. Unfortunately, this card's only at 1, but probably for good reason. It's kind of crazy. This is Pinballer, so it's the card that lets you target and attach 2 monsters on the field. I already talked about Mud Dragon. This is Rising Carp. It's cool to have a water in the graveyard because you can go into Synchro 8s on the follow-up, and sometimes also during your the regular course of your combos. But it's water, so that's the important part. This is Draco Berserker. Going into Synchro 8s is kind of like the basic form of follow-up. This is the Cosmic Blazar Dragon. You will be able to go into Crimson Dragon again, after you do your Crimson or your King Calamity combo line. So you can go into another really good body. This is Centurion Legatia. This is the one that lets you draw a card and also basically always bring something back from the graveyard. It's very, very good. Crimson Dragon. This is the card that lets you cheat all of the Synchro monsters. Baronne de Fleur. It works a few different ways, but mostly with Fenrir. Talked about Dragite. This is the card that lets you add a psychic monster from your deck to your hand. This is Ancient Fairy Dragon. This is Zeus, Downerd, and Chariot Carry. You want to be able to have that 2-pop Zeus going second. It's kind of the idea. Side deck isn't really that important. I don't really have any strong takes on the side deck just quite yet. But let me showcase a couple of combos here. This is the Instant Fusion one, just so you can see kind of how it works. So go ahead and activate Instant Fusion first. Calling Earth, right? That's what your punk monsters are. And this is going to be full combo, I think. We'll see what I end up drawing into. That's kind of the whole point. Rising Card brings out Wagon, so that can help me get the field spell. And now I can activate it. Go into the Synchro Punk monster. And then Deer Note also brings something back. You're going to want it to be a level 3. So I can draw a card. It is Fenrir, and that, again, that does stink for sure. There goes the trap. I can draw an extra card here. Now, it is unfortunate, right? Like, I guess the idea in your normal combo lines is to see this, but you don't always. But it is what it is. That's kind of what I saw. But you can go into Ancient Fairy Dragon now, and then, normally, if this card was anything else, like a hand trap or something, you could destroy the field spell now and then search the Centurion. If nothing else, it's just free discard fodder. But now I can go into Trudia, and that's going to get my full hot red Calamity line going, meaning your opponent cannot play during their turn, unfortunately for them. And then you can turn those into Baron. So seeing Instant Fusion is really good. In fact, maybe you take out Fenrir's and you play that other Instant Fusion for normal monsters, just because the extension is so amazing. But then that's just like not good, right? Going second, that card stinks on ice. But there we go. My opponent cannot play. I mean, this is AI, but it doesn't really matter what deck your opponent's playing, right? And then this is obviously just an Omni Negate. This is Imperm. And then here's that follow-up, right? You can just like bring these 2 things back. Go into 12. Crimson Dragon can then set this off and go into Cosmic Blaze. And then you're off to the races, right? You have a cajillion attack points on the board there. Let's just show off a normal combo, if I can find it. Here we go. This is the best case scenario. So here's Trudia again, but yeah, in this case I don't have to normal summon, so I can save that for my Trudia and then go full combo afterwards. Yeah, just deck thinning here a little bit, getting rid of another copy of Zayaman. That way, you have a higher chance of drawing the field spell, which hopefully you do. But in this case, it doesn't actually matter, because I have the full combo anyways. So if your opponent did Ash you or something, that would suck, but at least you still get the Calamities lock going. And there goes Madam Spider, going to the Imperm for Punks. Draw an extra card, and there it is Fenrir again, right? I only won 2 copies, but what are you going to do? There's Roller Baller. It is a 5, so you can actually go into a Sync Rate if you really wanted to. But in this case, I think this is just better, right? The Roller Baller actually does have a pretty decent effect to attach monsters. It's an extra copy of Droll. It kind of stinks, but everything else is pretty good. So during the end phase, actually, this is going to tribute itself. You can bring back the carry, and that's going to help you draw another card and hopefully another hand trap. And then during the end phase, the Pinballer turns back into the Roller Baller, and you draw another card. So if your opponent's trying to play a resource game with you, it is not going to go well for them, because you're just going to keep drawing cards over and over and over and over again. But this is the normal line, right? During your opponent's turn, bada bing, bada boom, you go into hot red, and then you just saw kind of what it was. Now, sometimes you don't draw into it, and that is kind of unfortunate. I'm going to show you what the end board looks like, and this is obviously the super big weakness of the deck. Now, if you don't draw the Centurion engine, you're almost 99% guaranteed to have a bunch of hand traps in your hand. So that can kind of help your end board, but it's not as good as the Calamity's Lock, obviously. But I'll showcase what you can do. So, just hoping you draw into Centurion here. You activate the field spell. Everything is exactly the same. Bring back a 3. Search an extra copy. I think I already had Madam Spider in my hand, and there's Cashier Fenrir again. Isn't that disgusting? I only run 2 copies. And there's Ash and Droll. So, yeah, I mean, this kind of stinks. It's not the end of the world, though. I wouldn't say it's the worst end board ever created in Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm going to draw an extra card. It's another copy of Droll, but it's just one less card in my deck and another card in my hand. But, so what is this? This is Imperm. This is attaching 2 monsters. This is Ash, and this is Droll. Like I said, it sucks when you don't see your Centurion engine, and the fact that you can't always go into Ancient Fairy Dragon really hurts this deck. But, if you did have the MX Saber Invoker, this would be a different story. So on Master Duel, I guess this combo is possible, unless Hot Red is banned, in which case you can still go into the Omni Negate, which is really, really good. Yeah, but let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Other than that's going to do it for today's video, and I will see you guys next time.